Justin Turner, Cody Bellinger in right. Corey Seager is at shortstop. Alex Verdugo in center. Chris Taylor starts at second base. Russell Martin is behind the plate doing the catching. Clayton Kershaw, a record of 4-0, making his 8th start, is on the mound here tonight. Tonight's umpiring crew is presented by Coit Cleaning and Restoration. At first base is Mark Wegner. Alan Porter umpiring at second, and Jim Reynolds is over at third. Sweeping off home plate, making it clean as new, is Stu Sherwater. Coit cleans air ducts, carpet, stone, and more. Coit, clean as new. You can see all the Coit cleaning services at COIT.com. Tomorrow night, back to the normal schedule. Bronco Casino Dodgers on Deck show at 6. First pitch at 7:10. That's going to be Rich Hill on the mound for the Dodgers. First things first, opening game of the series. Dodgers against the Mets, and with the play, here's Charlie.
And with Arizona and San Diego both losing this afternoon, the Dodgers with a win tonight will have an 8-game lead in the National League West, a third of the way through the season. This is game 54, and for Clayton Kershaw, his 8th start of the year, and his first pitch. Here it comes, is golfed into short right field, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Now on his way to second base is Rosario, and he's going to make it. It was like a chip shot. There was nothing that Muncy could do. There was nothing that Bellinger could do. And Rosario, seeing that right out of the box, has himself a double that couldn't have broken a pane of glass. J.D. Davis coming up. Dodgers coming off a 6-2 road trip, having won 8 of 10, 15 of 20, 21 of their last 30. The Mets, who had been struggling, having a terrible time of it down in Miami, turned things around in New York, winning 6 of 7. They enter play tonight at 500, 26 up and 26 down. Davis, 270, swings and fouls it back, and it's 0-1. Let's set the Dodger defense for you. It's Jock Peterson in left, Alex Verdugo in center, Cody Bellinger in right. Round up the usual suspects with Turner and Seager on the left side of the infield. Taylor is starting at second base today. The struggling Kike Hernandez has the day off. Max Muncy at first. Russell Martin is behind the plate. Kershaw 4-0, an ERA of 3 1/3. Michael Conforto is on deck. And now the 0-1 is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. First pitch 5:10, 65 degrees on this Memorial Day Monday. Tonight's time and temperature brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers just annihilated the Pirates over the weekend, outscoring them 28-11, out hitting them 38-30. A swing and a miss by Davis, and it's 1-2. In the 3-game series, the Dodgers had 58 base runners to go at their 38 hits, 17 walks, and 3 batters got hit by pitches.
They also had 40 different at-bats with runners in scoring position in that series.
Little wonder they swept the Pirates and made it look easy. Conforto on deck, then Pete Alonso, the first baseman in the cleanup spot. He's got 17 home runs. Todd Frazier at third base hitting 5th. Danny Echeverria at second base hitting 6th. Now the 1-2 is inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The bottom third of the Met lineup, Juan Lagares in center. Tomas Nido is the catcher, and Jacob deGrom is the pitcher. The Mets, from the number 5 hitter through the number 8 hitter, Frazier, Echeverria, Lagares, and Nido. Frazier's hitting .218. The other 3 are below .200. 2 balls and 2 strikes just underway. Rosario with the bloop double to right, leading off second. And now Davis steps out of the batter's box. So tonight's pitching matchup, Kershaw and deGrom. Since 2014, these 2 guys are 1-2 and lowest ERAs in the league as Davis fouls it off to the left. Minimum 900 innings of work. Kershaw's ERA 2.18 over the last 5+ years. deGrom is 2.73. So you figure we've got a pretty good pitcher's duel in front of us. 65 degrees, a gentle breeze. Shadows beginning to move in from the third base side. Kershaw illuminated in sun. Now the 2-2. is high and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, I mentioned in a pregame show that the first inning has been somewhat problematic for Clayton Kershaw. Surprisingly enough, in the first opening inning of games that he's pitched, ERA is over 6.4. After the first inning has been lights out.
Victimized by a bloop double off the bat of Rosario. He's at second base. 3-2, Kershaw set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Davis down on strikes. First out of the first. Michael Conforto coming up.
For the Mets, as you mentioned, at the bottom part of the lineup, in fact, the last 4 batters in their lineup, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The highest batting average of those 4 is the pitcher, Jacob deGrom, hitting at .250. The 3 guys in front of him, below the Mendoza line.
Now Conforto stepping in at .265 with 9 home runs. He's knocked in 21. Just underway. 1 out, 1 on in the first. Kershaw delivers. Conforto takes a strike, and it's 0-1. So the Dodgers, when they hit the road for the 8-game road trip, had finished up a 7-2 run as Conforto swings and misses 0-2. They hit the road, and they went 6-2 away from Dodger Stadium. So they're hot. They're firing on all cylinders. Pitching's been great. Hitting has been lights out. Lead the National League, the Dodgers do, with 285 runs. They're averaging about 5.5 runs per game while giving up less than 4 per game. Thus, the Dodgers 17 over 500. Kershaw on 0-2, and Conforto takes high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Conforto just returning the lineup. He had been on the injured list with concussion.
Kershaw in his last start on Tuesday under the big top in Tampa. 6 1/3, 2 runs, and 6 base hits. Now the 1-2, Conforto takes outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, the Mets are trying desperately to get some offense going. Overall, they're 22nd in baseball in team average. The month of May, the lowest batting average in the National League, 3rd lowest in Major League Baseball. So they're trying to turn that around and trying to do it in a hurry.
And yet, they're at 500 and only 4.5 behind the Phillies. Here's the 2-2. Conforto takes low and outside. 3-2. There was a death wad for Mickey Callaway about a week or so ago after the Mets got swamped by the Marlins down in Miami. But they went on to win 6 of 7 on their recently completed homestand. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. First inning, no score. Rosario leads from second. Kershaw delivers, and Conforto bangs one foul down the right field line.
Well, the Mets, they started the season 10 wins and 6 losses. A lot of promise. They thought, hey, we're going to kickstart this and really get it going. Well, since that 10-6 start, they've won 16 and lost 20.
Dodgers, on the other hand, began the year at 8-8 and have gone 27-10 since then. Best record in the National League. 3 balls, 2 strikes already. Kershaw's 15th pitch here in the first. Here it comes, and Conforto takes high, ball 4. So the Mets have first and second with 1 man out, and Pete Alonso coming up. Well, you got a couple of rookies. Verdugo for the Dodgers and Alonso for the Mets. Legitimate Rookie of the Year candidates. Alonso, while hitting .250, has 17 home runs. He's knocked in 38, 9 doubles and a triple. First and second, 1 out in the first. Todd Frazier is on deck. Alonso, right-handed batter. Takes low, 1 ball, no strikes.
Alonso has also been effective. It's really the latter stages of the game, 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. What is remarkable about that, especially for a rookie, 7th, 8th, and 9th, that's where you're facing probably the best in the opposing team's bullpen. And yet, he's really been the cornerstone for not only home runs, but RBIs from the 7th inning on.
1 ball and no strikes. As Rosario leads from second, Conforto from first, Kershaw delivers. Hard ground ball, base hit into left field. Rosario rounding third. He is on his way home. Throw to the plate, and he's going to make it in sliding. An RBI single for Alonso. And the Mets take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, the throw would have been close, but it was on the inside of fair territory towards the first base side. No chance for Russell Martin to make the catch and make the tag.
So the Mets off to the fast start against Kershaw in his first inning. Blues continue. Todd Frazier coming up. Frazier's hitting .218 with 2 home runs. And he's knocked in but 9. Frazier's offensive numbers over the past few years have really been in decline. In Todd they trust. He takes high. 1 ball, no strikes. Should Frazier go 0 for 2 tonight, his average would drop to .213. Why do we bring that up? Well, he hit .213 last year, and he hit .213 the year before that. 1-0. The right-handed hitting Frazier bounces a base hit into right field. Rounding third is Conforto. He's on his way home, and he is out at the plate. What a throw by Cody Bellinger. Slightly up the third base line, and there is nothing Conforto could do to avoid the tag of Russell Martin. Yet another outfield assist for Cody Bellinger.
Bang, bang play, and really difficult to get a ball. It's not hit particularly hard. The Mets are saying hold things up. They may want a review of the play, the tag at home plate. But for Bellinger, some runners are going to learn, some third base coaches are going to learn, hey, guys, we need to be very, very careful. And now Mickey Callaway says, nope, we're not going to review it. Just a tremendous throw.
Outfield assist for Cody Bellinger. The throw just enough up the third base line to get Conforto. And Martin with the tag. So first and second, 2 out. And Adeiny Echeverria coming up. Frazier hit against the shift. It was hardly a well-hit ball. Perfectly situated, but a perfect throw by Bellinger. Guns down Conforto at the plate. 2 out, 2 on in the first. Mets with a 1-0 lead. Kershaw delivers. Strike, it's 0-1 to Adeiny Echeverria, who is 6 for 32. 2 home runs, and he's knocked in 6. There is nothing in Bellinger's arsenal in which he is not among the best. Pitch is in the dirt and blocked by Russell Martin, 1-1.
Yeah, a terrific block there by Martin. A breaking ball in the dirt. Russell sliding to his left and just used the body to block it and keep in front of him.
And with Austin Barnes placed on the injured list today, Will Smith called up. Russell Martin's going to get a lot of work over the next 10 days. Juan Lagares on deck as Alonso leads from second and Frazier from first. Mets with a 1-0 lead, 2 out of the top of the first. Kershaw delivers and is grounded foul up the first base line. 1-2 to Adeiny Echeverria.
Well, Echeverria trying to go the same direction as what Frazier did with the shift on. Hit it through the unopened or opened up area on the right side of the infield. And now with 2 strikes, the Dodgers are no longer in the shift against Echeverria. It's to pull, but not the shift.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bellinger now leads the majors with 6 outfield assists. The 1-2. Echeverria swings and misses. That ends the inning. Mets with 1 run, 3 hits, leave 30-year-old right-hander Jacob deGrom making his 11th start of the year, 3-5 and a 3.72 ERA. In his last start against the Nationals last week, 6 innings, 1 run, 2 hits, would not be around for the decision. DeGrom in 58 innings, 24 earned runs, 49 hits. He has struck out 75, walked 17 opposing hitters with a 2.23 average against him, and the Dodgers will lead it off with Jock Peterson, Muncy at first base, and Turner, coming off quite a day yesterday, hitting third at third. Now, DeGrom on the first pitch to Peterson. He takes low, 1 ball, no strikes. Bellinger in the cleanup spot. Seager at shortstop hitting 5th. Verdugo in center field hitting 6th. Taylor at second. Martin catching. Kershaw pitching and batting 9th. DeGrom on 1-0. Swing and a miss. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Defensively for the Mets, J.D. Davis is very deep in left field. Lagares in center. Michael Conforto in right. Conforto in right is more shallow than the left fielder Davis against the left-handed hitting Jock Peterson, who swings and misses. And it's 1-2.
Dave Roberts talking before the ball game about Jacob deGrom. He says, look, we're going to have to work him. Mid to upper 90s, curveball, good changeup. He says, if deGrom makes mistakes, we've got to take advantage of them.
And he doesn't make that many. Cy Young Award winner. deGrom, the right-hander out of Stetson, delivers. And it's just low and outside. 2-2 to Jock Peterson. In the infield, Todd Frazier at third. Ahmed Rosario's at short. Danny Echeverria is at second base. Pete Alonso at first. Tomas Nido is the catcher. And the Mets are employing the shift on the right side of the infield, leaving only Todd Frazier on the left side. And a ground ball into short right field. Echeverria picks it up, and too late. Peterson beats the throw. That's one of the downsides of the shift as well, when you've got a second baseman basically in short right, then awaiting the hop. Peterson basically got himself a head start and a base hit.
Yeah, and Echeverria did wait for the hop instead of going to the ball and forcing the hop. So when he reached across the body, that gave Jock Peterson at least another step and a half, and that's the difference in a base hit and an out.
So the Dodgers with a leadoff runner aboard, Max Muncy coming up. Muncy at 263, 10 home runs. He's knocked in 31. Turner on deck. Muncy takes high and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
Peterson's not been running, but one thing to keep in mind during this ball game, there have been 12 attempted stolen bases against Jacob deGrom. 11 of them have been successful.
Shift on for Muncy as well. deGrom set. Muncy swings and misses. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
deGrom with that fastball, and again, he throws it about almost 60% of the time, averages at 96 miles an hour. The slider is the next go-to pitch. Good changeup. So he's a guy from a hitting standpoint. You get yourself into trouble if you're trying to pull everything against him.
Muncy 0 for his last 7. All in all, not a bad trip, though. Here's the 1-1. He swings and fouls it off to the left. Muncy asked for time, but it was too late. And then he stepped back into the box and then swung and fouled it off to the left. You have to ask for permission and then receive it from the home plate umpire.
Yeah. Well, Muncy a little irritated. He called for time. Well, deGrom was still in the set position, but it was not called in time. And, he had to step out, step back in. Amazing, he even foul it off.
Muncy was 10 for 35 with a couple of home runs on the recently completed trip. Now the 1-2. He swings and fouls it back.
And probably hit the ball better than those numbers would even indicate. A couple of very key infield outs to advance runners. Again, the terminology that I saw used in a column talking about the Dodgers' offense in particular, not just on the road trip, but in particular against the Pirates, those 3 games, meat grinder.
The 1-2. Muncy bangs a base hit into right center field. Peterson is on his way to third, and then he stops about a third of the way in and wisely retreats to second. Now the Dodgers have first and second, nobody out. Now Turner coming up. Turner, his first 5-hit game in the big leagues, 5 for 5 and a walk yesterday.
Said he did not realize it was the first time he'd had 5 hits in a game till he looked up on the scoreboard in PNC Park in Pittsburgh, and they put it up there. And he said, oh, yeah, I don't remember having 5 hits in a game.
Well, yesterday's performance has lifted his average to .304. 6 home runs, 23 RBIs. DeGrom delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. Well, you talk about the meat grinder offense of the Dodgers. They've got 7 players with at least 20 RBIs. Tied for the most in the National League with the Phillies. And 9 players with at least 4 home runs. DeGrom on 0-1 to Turner. First and second, nobody out. 1-0 Mets. We're in the bottom of the first as Turner takes a strike. It's 0-2. Dodgers first in the league in runs, averaging about 5.5 runs per game, while giving up less than 4 runs per game. Thus, 17 games over 500. And with a win tonight, they can move 8 in front of San Diego and Arizona. Both of them lost already today. 0-2, DeGrom set. Turner awaits. Here's the pitch. Foul to the right, not a play. Bellinger is on deck, and then Seager to follow. Turner in his last 20 games is hitting .352. Now he steps out of the box for a moment. No balls, 2 strikes. DeGrom's 14th pitch of the inning. Still nobody out, first and second. And a ground ball to the right side, into right field for a base hit. Peterson will be held at third. Throw home cut off by Alonso. Now the Dodgers have the bases loaded and nobody out.
Justin Turner is so good at putting the bat on the ball. With 2 strikes, fouled off a pitch that was upstairs. Got yet another pitch, looked like a slider, and hit it right through the hole in the right side of the infield.
And now Turner is 6 for his last 6. Bellinger coming up. Dodgers down 1-0, but by all appearances, not for long. Bellinger at .386, 18 home runs and 48 runs batted in. DeGrom delivers and is popped up. Foul left side. Near the on-deck circle, the catcher Tomas Nito makes the play. Bellinger's retired. First out of the bottom of the first. Seager coming up at .238, 5 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Seager on the trip was 7 for 29. And at the moment, .238. 5 home runs and 24 runs batted in. Mets with a 1-0 lead. Seager takes a ball in the dirt. Nito couldn't find it. He went sprinting back to the backstop, then suddenly put on the brakes, realizing the ball was right at his feet.
Well, Nito is one of those catchers, and I scratch my head when I see it, that gets down on a knee with a leg outstretched, even with runners on base and with 2 strikes on a batter. You're limiting your lateral movement when you're doing that.
So here's Seager with the bases loaded. One out, 1-0 Mets, bottom of the first. 1 ball, no strikes. He swings and misses. And it's 1-1.
Well, that time Nito did not get down on a knee. It was a fastball up and in.
Seager hitting just .203 at Dodger Stadium this year. The 1-1 is low and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Verdugo on deck. Two balls and a strike. Bases loaded. DeGrom delivers. Seager flashes one foul up the third base line, and third base coach Dino Ebel had to bail out and get out of the way. 2-2. The Dodgers this year is a team hitting .263 with runners in scoring position. Well, they've got the bases loaded now. A chance to tie or take the lead. 2-2. DeGrom set at the belt. Seager grounds it to the right side. Throw to second, out at second, back to first, and a double play. Alonso to Rosario.
I think the Dodgers will review this one. They're checking with the video. George Lombard, the first base coach, initially said, hey, you might want to check the tape on this one.
And it looks like that's what they're going to do.
And this is going to be reversed. This is not even really close.
Well, you hear the reaction. The video is pretty evident on the scoreboard.
They got umpires running all over the place right now.
And we're still awaiting the official call. Only now are the umpires putting on the headsets. Mark Wegner, the crew chief, who made the call.
And then they go to the second most senior umpire. That would be Jim Reynolds, the third base umpire. Initially, Stu Sherwater, the home plate umpire, is going over. Mickey Callaway, the manager for the Mets, came out of the dugout. One of the umpires ran over to him. That umpire's going all over the place.
And in all likelihood, the Dodgers will have tied the score on the fielder's choice RBI for Seager.
Well, if this is not overturned, the system is broken.
Headsets are coming off. Call at first base, safe. And we have a tie score. That'll bring up Alex Verdugo. So to reset, Dodgers have tied the score. They've got first and third with 2 out of the bottom of the first. And Verdugo coming up at 3:11. Four home runs. He's knocked in 24. Left-handed hitter. Takes high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. So both of these starting pitchers have been tested in the first inning. As Verdugo takes a strike, it's 1-1.
Yeah, the infield's not really exaggerated to pull. Big gap, actually, between Alonso, the first baseman, holding Seager at first, and the second baseman. The outfield is playing Verdugo like a right-handed pull hitter. Big gap in left center.
First and third, 2 out. 1-1 tie, a 1-1 count. Verdugo fouls it back. It's 1-2.
Yeah, I said left center. It's in right center. Well off the line of Conforto in right field. strange defense, but this is what the Mets information is showing them on where to play Verdugo against DeGrom.
One ball, two strikes, 2 on, 2 out. And a 1-1 tie in the bottom of the first. Verdugo grounds it foul up the first base line. Chris Taylor on deck. 3 successive singles by Peterson, Muncy, and Turner. But Bellinger fouled out on the first pitch he saw. Seager, fielder's choice out, and RBI evens the score. First and third, 2 out, a ball and 2 strikes. Runner goes, ground ball to second base. That's Maria right there, picks it up and throws him out. That'll end the inning. But the Dodgers pull even with a run and 3. So we start all even in the second. Lagares at 189, 2 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Shadows soon to become an issue. Lagares taking high and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Lagares in the batter's box in the batter's circle in shadow. Kershaw emblazoned by the sun out on the hill. As Lagares swings and fouls it into the dirt, it's 1-1.
Shadow only has to go a couple more feet, and it's problematic for hitters because the baseball is going to come out of bright sunshine, then go into shadow. And even when all of the mound is in shadow, from a hitter standpoint, you're looking into bright sunshine behind it.
1 ball and 1 strike. Lagares grounds it wide of third. Backed up by Seager, throws from the hole, gets a speedy Lagares for the first out of the second.
Well, friends, you can play ball, and it's MLB's initiative to inspire all forms of baseball and softball participation, making play opportunities available and fun for everyone. To find a youth organization near you, just go to playball.org/playballnearyou.
Right-handed hitting catcher Tomas Nido at 194, a couple of home runs. He's knocked in 5 and takes a strike. It's 0-1. Tied at 1 with 1 out, nobody on in the top half of the second. Kershaw into the wind, the lefty deals. Inside, 1-1. Kershaw's second career start came against the Mets. He went 3 2/3, 4 earned runs, and left that game with an ERA of 5.59. Since then, in 2,132 innings, his earned run average is 240. Two balls and a strike to Nido. Now the pitch. He swings and misses. And it's 2-2. With a minimum of 2,000 innings pitched, Kershaw has the lowest earned run average in Major League history, dating back to 1920, as Nido fouls it back. Kershaw's ERA since he broke in, 2.41. Second lowest, Hoyt Wilhelm, the old knuckleballer, 2.52. Then Whitey Ford, then Sandy Koufax, then Jim Palmer. Now the 2-2. It's outside, 3-2 to Tomas Nido. Jacob deGrom is on deck. On 3-2, Nido swings and misses. He's down on strikes. Third strikeout for Kershaw. Second out of the second. Jacob deGrom is coming up.
Watch out for deGrom. 5 for 20 as a hitter. Struck out only 7 times, and he has gone deep. He has 1 home run.
In college, he went to Stetson. He was a third baseman and a shortstop. Really didn't start pitching until about his junior year. Left-handed batter, open stance. He swings and fouls it off to the left. It's 0-1.
And for a pitcher, that's a pretty good swing right there. And the fastball up and away. Well, pitchers that can swing the bat and work at it can really help themselves.
No balls and one strike. DeGrom, a career 186 hitter. He swings and misses 1 and 2. And for a pitcher, that ain't half bad. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Tied at 1 in the top half of the second. Kershaw delivers, and DeGrom bangs a base hit into left field past the diving Justin Turner. He can hit.
If you leave the ball up and out over the plate, it'll turn a lot of guys and maybe mediocre hitters into pretty good ones.
With 2 out, Ahmed Rosario coming up. He doubled and scored a run. We're tied at 1. 2 out, DeGrom is at first base. We're in the second. First of a 4-game series. Tomorrow night, Rich Hill and Steven Matz. The Morongo pregame at 6, first pitch at 7:10. Kershaw's 38th pitch already, high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Kershaw taxed to the tune of 23 pitches in the first inning. 15 here in the second. J.D. Davis is on deck. Kershaw set. DeGrom's not going anywhere, and the pitch is low. 2 balls and no strikes. So Kershaw not getting ahead of the hitters early.
He's already gone. Well, he went 3 and 2 to 2 different batters in the first. Went to 3 and 2 in the second batter here in the second.
He has struck out 3. He's walked 1. 2-0 to Rosario, who takes a strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Rosario, it's like where he's wearing saddle shoes and orange right through the middle of him. He's a walking safety cone. The 2-1 lines it foul up the first base line, and Glenn Sherlock nearly got picked off.
Yeah, safety cone. That's just his shoes and his socks. Then you have to look at the wristbands, the left elbow protection, right forearm, whatever it is.
A panoply of colors. You got to squint at him when you get real close. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3, fastball upstairs. That is. For all offers, visit buyatoyota.com. They make it easy. The Dodgers will present Chris Taylor, Russell Martin, and Clayton Kershaw to Jacob DeGrom here in the bottom of the second. Taylor at 222, 3 home runs and 17 runs batted in. Partly cloudy skies, and at the moment, the clouds are covering the sun. Taylor swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Taylor 4 for 16 on the recently completed trip. DeGrom, his 27th pitch, and Taylor takes high and outside, and is 1-1. The Dodgers are the only team DeGrom has faced at least 3 times and has not beaten. Here's the 1-1. It's low, 2 balls and a strike. He's made 8 starts in his career against the Dodgers. He's 0-4. The 2-1 is a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Taylor steps out of the box for a moment, back in. Taps the plate once with his bat. DeGrom into the wind, the righty delivers. Swung on and missed, strike 3. First strike out of the game for DeGrom. And that is the first out of the second. DeGrom has fared better against the Dodgers in the postseason than in the regular season. Got 2 wins in 2015 in the division series. As Russell Martin steps in, it takes low and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Martin's going to be busy here the next 10 days or so, what with Austin Barnes on the disabled list. The 1-0, Martin takes a strike, and it's 1-1. Will Smith called up, so he is in uniform, and he will be serving as Martin's understudy. DeGrom on 1-1. Martin takes low and outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, we're hearing a rumor, and you know how rumors are, that Will Smith may start tomorrow. But the thinking possibly being is that, look, you call up a guy, want to get him into the fold quickly.
The 2-1. Martin with a fly ball to right field. Conforto going back, a step in front of the warning track and near the scoreboard. He makes a catch. Here's 2 out.
Yeah, starting to see some better swings from Russell Martin. He put a charge into that ball the opposite way.
Now Kershaw still looking for his first hit of the season. 0 for 14. Tied at 1, 2 out, nobody on in the bottom half of the second. As Kershaw takes high and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Beside being 2 of the better pitchers in the game, we've got 2 of the better hitting pitchers in the game facing off against one another tonight. As Kershaw takes a strike, 1-1. Going back to 2014, Zach Greinke has the most hits, 74. Bumgarner next with 70. DeGrom with 59. As Kershaw takes a ball, 2-1. Then Scherzer, Arrieta, and Clayton Kershaw, who has 48 in the last 5 years. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Tied at 1. Bottom of the second. DeGrom delivers. And Kershaw takes a strike. It's 2-2. Jock Peterson is on deck. Now the 2-2. Kershaw half swing, fouls it to the left and out of play. Peterson, then Muncy. DeGrom's 40th pitch. Kershaw, slow roller foul up the third base line. The 2-2, DeGrom to Kershaw. Fly ball slicing to the left into the stands and out of play. Mets got off to the good start, 10-6. Then fell down, and they've gone 16-20 since that beginning. But they have won 6 of their last 7. And Kershaw loops one into short left field, and it's going to slice into the stands. J.D. Davis running into the sidewall is about 4 rows away.
Kershaw just continues to make DeGrom throw pitches.
The next pitch will be the 9th of this at-bat. So Kershaw doing the little things as well. Here's the 2-2. Kershaw bangs a base hit into center field. How about that? Kershaw's first hit of the year comes on the 9th pitch of the at-bat. A single to center. So we're talking about the 2 pitchers being among the best hitting pitchers over the last 5 years, and each has a base hit already tonight.
Well, with 9 pitches, he got that base hit the old-fashioned way. He earned it.
And here comes Jock Peterson. As the clouds have moved out of the way of the sun. Now the right side of the infield and outfield in sun. Left side in shadow. The lights are on. They haven't taken effect yet. Peterson, an infield hit in his first at-bat, takes low and inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Jock with 15 home runs. He's knocked in 29. Peterson with his 15 home runs, and Bellinger has 18. One ball, no strikes to Jock Peterson. Kershaw leading off first. And Jock fouls it to the left. It's 1-1. DeGrom has had only 3 of 10 first pitch strikes. So the Dodgers making him work. And he's kind of helping along. The 1-1 is inside. 2-1. Mentioned on the pregame, the Dodgers offense has walked more than any other team in the National League and has been struck out less than any other team in the league. So you talk about that meat grinder effect.
I saw that term used in a column this morning. I said, yeah, that's the perfect description because the hitters at this point of the season, being 35-18, they just keep grinding at bats.
2-1 to Peterson. The pitch. Lines it into center field. Kershaw will hold at second. Peterson is 2 for 2, and Max Muncy's coming up.
Second base umpire Alan Porter had to do some fancy footwork to avoid getting hit with that line drive up the middle.
Muncy coming up. He singled to center in his first at-bat. So these meat grinders have 2 on and 2 out. Muncy 10 home runs, and he's knocked in 31. Tied at 1, 2 out, bottom of the second. Muncy takes low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
Oh, a big gap in left center. The shift is on to the infield. Extreme pull to the outfield, exception of left field. Davis is straight away.
Muncy 229 with runners in scoring position. And Max takes a strike. It's 1-1. 10 batters into the game. The Dodgers are 5 for 10. But to this point, have put 1 run to show for their efforts. Left 2 on in the first inning. 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the second, tied at 1. Shift on the right side. DeGrom delivers. Muncy has to jump rope out of the way of a pitch down and in. And it's 2-1.
Now with the base hit, if it's hit at someone in the outfield, it's going to be difficult to score Kershaw. The reason with a shift on, Rosario, the shortstop, is not that far off the bag, so that shortens the lead, including shortens the secondary lead by Kershaw.
You always get nervous when a pitcher is sprinting for all get out. Here's the 2-1. Muncy fouls it off to the left, 2-2.
Of course, you get nervous anytime there's a pitcher on the bases, quite frankly.
Justin Turner on deck. 2 on, 2 out. 1-1 tie in the bottom of the second. Muncy takes high and away, 3-2. Now, the Mets have some bullpen issues coming into this game. Their closer, Edwin Diaz, 32 pitches yesterday, worked Saturday as well. Chris Familia has worked 3 of the last 4 days, so they're hoping for some length out of DeGrom, but the Mets are making them work. 3-2, 2 out, runners go. Muncy takes call, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Brian Hagan inside the booth at Dodger Stadium. First of this 4-game series with the Mets, and after 2, Dodgers are running 5 hits, and the Mets 1 run and 4. The excitement is building, and not just for the first place Dodgers, but in Valley View Casino and Hotel. Because right now, the world-famous Maine Lobster Buffet seats 600 guests at one time. J.D. Davis, Michael Conforto, and Pete Alonso to hit for the Metropolitan Baseball Club of New York, born in 1962. They didn't get off to a very good start. Davis skies one into short right, now drifting over toward the line. Bellinger's there to make the catch. One pitch, one out in the third. The Mets' color scheme is blue and orange. The blue, Dodger blue. The orange of the old New York Giants. And when those two teams left New York following the 57 season, it was a Yankee town. Here's a strike on one. Used to be Dodgers, Giants, Yankees. And when the Mets were born, they adopted the color schemes of the Giants and the Dodgers. That's the blue and the orange. The 0-1, Conforto swings and misses 0-2.
Get that first year, they were rather invisible.
40 and 120. But there were two games that were rained out, so it could have been worse. The 0-2, Conforto skies one into short right. And Bellinger taking charge and making the catch. There's two out in the third.
Now, you grew up watching the Mets. And watching the Mets lose.
A lot. At the Polo Grounds.
Yes. And then the Miracle Mets.
Which, you know, they used to say that the Mets are so bad, they'll win a World Series when there's a man on the moon. What happened in 1969? There was a man on the moon, and the Mets won the World Series.
And overtook the Chicago Cubs, much to the shock of the Cubs and their fans.
Pete Alonso, the hitter, he swings and fouls it off to the right, 0-1, famously, and I guess it was August of 69 at Shea Stadium, the black cat that crawled across the front of the third base dugout of the Cubs, a sign of things to come as Alonso fouls it off 1-1. Alonso single to left in his first at-bat, and he takes high and inside 2-1. The Miracle Mets had a relief pitcher who couldn't find home plate with a compass named Nolan Ryan.
And the hitters knew it, too.
Eventually he could. Here's the 2-1. Line drive right into the glove of Turner at third. That ends the inning. So Alonso lines out. A 1-2-3 inning for Kershaw, and after 2.5 and 12. There's an asterisk to that story as Turner, who has 6 hits in his last 6 at-bats, takes a strike 0-1. DeGrom had the fewest wins of any Cy Young Award starter ever with just 10, but an ERA of 170. That was the lowest by any Cy Young starter since Greg Maddux in 95, when the Mad Dogs' ERA was 163. Fact of the day brought to you by AM/PM. AM/PM, too much good stuff. Turner, who's single to right in his first at-bat, steps out of the batter's box. And from the for what it's worth department, DeGrom's third inning ERA this year is over 10. And we're tied at 1 in the bottom of the third. 0-2 to Turner. He bangs it down the right field line, but slicing into the stands and out of play. Turner with his first inning hit at 308. And hitting better than 350 over his last 20. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Justin Turner, opening the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Bellinger next, and then Seager. DeGrom's 58th pitch, and Turner off the fist rolls it to second base. Danny Echeverria's got an easy play. Turner is retired, first out of the 3rd.
Brad Roberts did not start Justin Turner Saturday, so they want to get him off of his feet. He's fouled the ball viciously off the inside of the left shin in that series in Cincinnati, and evidently a very hard dirt infield down in Tampa. Well, he was off of his feet on Saturday, and he was on his feet all day long yesterday. 5 hits and a walk.
Then throw into the mix, Turner's been hit by a pitch 7 times, so he's just battered and beaten a third of the way through the year. Now Bellinger takes high and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. This is the 54th game of the season, the 3rd of the way home. And the Dodgers with a 7.5 game lead on the Padres and Diamondbacks, both of whom lost today. By the close of business with the Dodger win tonight, they'll be 8 games in front. Bellinger takes inside, 2 balls and no strikes. On 2-0, DeGrom delivers. Fastball strike, 2-1. Dodgers on a pace, and I always put that in quotes, but on a pace to win 105 games. And Bellinger with a fly ball to right field. It's on its way, and Bellinger's left the yard. What a shot. 15 rows back into the pavilion. His 19th home run of the year, and the Dodgers take a 2-1 lead.
In the pavilion, there is a walkway halfway up. Well, this was in the upper section of the pavilion. And with that trip around the diamond, you can visit any one of the Daniels Jewelers locations, walk in and mention home run, and get 1 free team bracelet to show support for the Dodgers. Daniels Jewelers, they've been making diamond dreams come true since 1948.
So Bellinger's 19th home run of the year. DeGrom has given up 9 on the season, and the Dodgers have a 2-1 lead. Seager, who bounced to short in his first at-bat, lines one on 1 hop. Echeverria makes the play. That was either going to eat him up, or somehow he's able to stick his glove out and get Seager on the hard hit 1 hopper. There's 2 gone. So Bellinger keeps doing what Bellinger's been doing all year. He entered the game hitting .386, which was his lowest average since he entered the second game of the year at .333. From the second game on, his average has not been below .333. And with a home run, he is now at .387. And a ground ball to second base. That's Echeverria. Much easier play this time. Picks it up. Throws out for Dugo, and the inning is over. Of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Todd Frazier to lead it off. So Kershaw's got the lead to work with. In his career, during the regular season against the Mets, Kershaw is 8-0 and a 1.98 ERA. Todd Frazier single to right in his first at-bat. And he takes low and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Koufax against the Mets. And again, from 62 to 66, admittedly, the Mets weren't very good. Koufax was 17-2 with a 1.44 ERA against the New Yorkers, as Frazier pops it to short, and Seager makes the play, first out of the 4th. Danny Echeverria coming up. Playing at second base these days with Robinson Cano, don't you know, on the sidelines with an injury. struck out swinging in his first at-bat and takes a call strike to begin his second. It's 0-1. Juan Lagares is on deck. The 0-1 is grounded foul past the Dodger dugout, and it's 0-2 to Adeiny Echeverria.
Is now the well-traveled from the Blue Jays to the Marlins to the Rays to the Pirates, the Yankees.
And now the Mets. And on 0-2, it's high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. But he's not even halfway to Edwin Jackson. 14 different big league employers. The 1-2 is just outside. 2-2 to the right-handed hitting Adeiny Echeverria. Two balls, 2 strikes. Kershaw delivers. Echeverria takes high and outside. It's 3-2. Now the field completely in shadow. 1 out, top of the 4th. Dodgers 2-1. Kershaw taking too much time, so Echeverria steps out for a moment. The 3-2, Echeverria fouls it to the right and out of play. Throughout his career, he's always been an outstanding defender and primarily at shortstop. Hasn't been a great hitter. Here's the 3-2. He fouls it off to the right again.
Well, Echeverria's prowess from an offensive standpoint has been selectivity of pitches. Early in his career, he selected about everything that was thrown.
Here's the 3-2. Lines one past Turner in the left field for a base hit. A 1-out single to left for Adeiny Echeverria.
Well, friends, be at Dodger Stadium every night, but how about Thursday? Final game of the series, 7-10 against the Mets, and the first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Sandy Koufax jersey presented by Security Benefit. For tickets and information, Dodgers.com/promotions.
Juan Lagares stepping in. He bounced to short in his first at-bat. Again, you can discount almost anything when you played the 62 Mets. 40 and 120. That's attention Kmart shoppers. Ball inside and low. 1 ball, no strikes. Koufax's first no-hitter came here at Dodger Stadium against the Mets, June 30th of 62. Tomas Nido is on deck. Lagares, who bounces short in his first at-bat, takes outside, and it's 2-0. When Kershaw has been missing tonight, he's been missing outside to the right-handed hitters. He's at 62 pitches. He has struck out 4. He's walked 1. Dodgers lead it 2-1 in the top half of the 4th inning. Kershaw set and throws over to first. Echeverria back with a head-first slide. Kershaw now one of the better moves to first base in the game.
Yeah, there's been 2 attempts at stolen bases this year. 1 made it successfully.
Tell the story all the time. When he first came up, that was the one glaring weakness in his game, because when he was coming up, he didn't have very many base runners to face. The 2-0 is a ground ball to third. Turner throws to second, out at second, on to first. 5-4-3, double play, beautifully turned. And Taylor, the pivot man at second, guys, when you're making quality French fries. That's why In-N-Out uses the finest whole potatoes available. Hand cut and then cooked fresh right when you order them. That's quality you can taste at In-N-Out. Bottom third of the Dodger lineup here in the bottom of the 4th. Chris Taylor, Russell Martin, and Clayton Kershaw. And a Good call, strike to Taylor, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. It's 0-1. DeGrom delivers. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Russell Martin on deck, Kershaw to follow. Dodgers with the 2-1 lead in the bottom of the fourth, and Taylor takes low and outside. 1-2. DeGrom missing low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kershaw has thrown 63 pitches through the first 4, and just beginning the 4th inning, DeGrom's 71st pitch is under the knees, 3-2. One of the reasons he's had some problems tonight is inability to throw the first pitch strike. Three and 2 to Taylor, leading off the bottom of the 4th. Now the pitch is popped foul to the right and out of play.
Dave Roberts again before the ball game said, look, DeGrom, good curveball, good changeup, fastball in the upper 90s. And he says if DeGrom makes mistakes, we have to take advantage of them.
DeGrom on the year has thrown the first pitch strike about 2/3 of the time. The 3-2 is fouled to the right and out of play. And today, about a quarter of the batters have seen an 0-1 pitch. 3 and 2 to Taylor, leading off the bottom of the 4th. Dodgers 2-1, a Bellinger home run tonight. As Taylor fouls another one back, and here are the Dodgers grinding it out some more. Three balls and 2 strikes. Dodgers 2-1, just beginning the bottom half of the 4th. Taylor awaits the pitch from DeGrom, and he swings and fouls this one off. Now, we mentioned to you earlier, the 2 best relievers for the Mets probably not available tonight. Edwin Diaz threw 32 high-stress pitches in getting the save for the Mets yesterday, and he worked Saturday as well. Familia has worked 3 of the last 4 days, including yesterday. So they're hoping to get some length out of DeGrom. Now here's his 76th pitch. His 77th will be upcoming as Taylor fouls it off to the right.
The pitch count just continues to mount and mount.
Playing into the Dodgers' hands. Taylor struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Here's a 3-2. He rolls this one foul. Next pitch to Taylor will be his 12th of this at-bat. It's like Muncy the other day. His walk opened the floodgates, and the Dodgers win over the Pirates. A 3-2 is a ground ball to third. Tough hop fielded easily by Frazier. Throws across the diamond. Taylor's retired. Finally, the first out of the 4th.
Russell Martin.
So Taylor sees 12 pitches before finally being retired. Kershaw in his first at-bat in the 2nd would single to center on the 9th pitch of that at-bat. 1 out, nobody on. Martin coming up. He flied to right in his first at-bat. Dodgers 2-1. And Martin takes low, 1-0. They finally got the binoculars out, the slide rule, the protractor. Bellinger's home run was measured at 442 feet. And a slow hit ball to short. In comes Lagares, throws to first. Rosario throws to first. There's 2 out. Kershaw coming up. He singled to center in his first at-bat. He's got a 2-1 lead. 2 out, nobody on in the bottom of the fourth. Kershaw's first hit of the year. Takes low 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Big swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And it's 1-1. Jock Peterson on deck. DeGrom's 83rd pitch is a call strike at the knees inside corner. 1-2 to Clayton Kershaw. 2 out, bottom of the fourth. On 1-2, DeGrom delivers, and Kershaw grounds it slowly to short. In comes Rosario, throws to first, gets Kershaw by a step. Tomas Nido, Jacob DeGrom, Ahmed Rosario will hit for the Mets as we head to the fifth. It's the Chevy Memorial Day sales event. Start your summer off right and get great deals on select 2019 models. An exciting summer begins at your local Chevy dealer, Chevrolet. Find new roads. Well, you've probably heard the news by now. The passing of Bill Buckner at 69. He was an unfortunate moment against the 86 Mets. Mookie Wilson, the grounder up the first base line. Sadly, unfortunately, Buckner will be remembered for that best. He played 22 years in the big leagues. He was an all-star, won a batting title in 1980. Came up with the Dodgers in 66. And he battled the disease known as Lewy body dementia. And a line drive base hit off the bat of Tomas Nido to begin the top half of the fifth. Buckner was just a terrific all-around baseball player. Boy, could he hit. There's an interesting note about Buckner today. Tyler Kepner, our friend from the New York Times, noted that yesterday, 16 batters around Major League Baseball struck out at least 3 times. Buckner, in 22 years in the big leagues, never struck out 3 times in a game. Now the hitter DeGrom squares the bunt, takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, one play should not define a career or a life for that matter, and what Buckner should be remembered as from a baseball standpoint, besides being a good player, the extreme competitor that he was, and the fact that he overcame very painful injuries and played with an ankle.
The 0-1, DeGrom takes a strike as he squared the bunt, took it back, 0-2.
The ankle that was broken, it was painful. It was problematic for him to even get on the field, and that he persevered.
The latter stages of his career, he wore high-top spikes just to get better support on those ankles. Now a toss over to first base, and back standing up is Nido, who has not yet attempted a stolen base this year. Sadly, unfortunately, and cruelly, Buckner was the object of derision for years because of that one play. High and inside, 1-2. And so Buckner, I guess about 25 years ago or so, bought a ranch in Idaho. The 86 series. The 1-2. DeGrom tries to bunt, but fouls it to the left. He's been struck out. That would be the 5th strikeout of the game. Buckner retired with 2,715 hits. In the 70s and 80s, only Pete Rose had more hits than Buckner did. Now Ahmed Rosario, 1 for 2. He lines one into left field, and that's going to drop in for a hit, split the seam, go to the wall. Nito is on his way home. Throw to the plate is in time. Tomas Nito out at the plate. Peterson to Seager to Martin. That's the second play at the plate that the Dodgers have KO'd the Mets.
Well, we can talk about the Dodgers pitching, third best collective ERA in Major League Baseball. We can talk about the fact that they're the 7th best hitting team average in Major League Baseball, the 2nd highest number of runs. We talk about the hitting. But the other part of it that maybe goes unnoticed and unappreciated by many is the defense that this team puts on. They do not beat themselves.
And they cover a lot of space, all 3 of them. Peterson, Verdugo, and Bellinger have terrific arms. Nito's slide. DOA. The slide into spring at OUE Sky Space with buy one, get one free general admission. Now Kershaw. There's a fly ball deep down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is both. J.D. Davis, a 2-run home run, has given the Mets a 3-2 lead for Davis, his 6th home run of the year.
The Mets aren't going to go away, having won 6 of the last 7. Kershaw made a mistake, and Davis made him pay for it.
Davis so rudely interrupted the commercial spot for OUE Skyspace.com. Now it's completed. Michael Conforto swings and fouls it back. It's 0-1. So the Mets with a 3-2 lead. That's the 8th home run Kershaw's given up this year. And that one is drilled to deep right field. Well hit and off the base of the wall. Conforto with a double, narrowly missing a home run down in the right field corner. Well, suddenly Kershaw getting cuffed around here in the 5th.
Well, suddenly he's throwing the ball where it's in the hit zone.
Oh, that'll get you. Got a consultation on the mound, presented by Sweet James Bergener. Hurt in an accident? Strategize with Sweet James for a free consultation and next steps. Call 1-800-881-2021 or visit sweetjames.com. So with 2 out, and the Mets now leading it 3-2. Pete Alonso coming up, 1 for 2, and he's hit the ball right on the button both times against Kershaw. Takes a strike, 0-1. Single to left in his first at-bat and lined a scorcher right at Justin Turner in his second at-bat.
Alonso very quick with his hands, just watching in the first couple of at-bats. Short, swing, a lot of bat speed.
Todd Frazier on deck. So you got Two of the league's best rookies on display tonight. Verdugo and Pete Alonso.
Alonso was asked what's the best part about the big leagues. He said simply, the food.
He may be onto something as Martin goes out to have a chat with Kershaw.
He's 6'3", listed at 245.
Born, raised, and lives in Tampa. Second-round pick of the Mets in 2016. So he's having quite a rookie season. And the Mets lead the Dodgers 3-2. And the pitch is down and into Alonso. It's 1-1.
Well, you understand Alonso also, after the games, he sits down and in longhand makes notes of the pitchers that he faced in that game for future reference.
Dear diary. Kershaw on 1-1 delivers a curve for a strike, 1-2.
But the fact that he does it in longhand versus not doing it on some electronic device.
Well, either did Lincoln.
Well, the thing is, it's a good reason because he can take the notes onto the bench. He cannot take an electronic device to the bench.
The 1-2. Ground ball in the hole at short. Seager, the long throw gets Alonso. And Muncy on deck, Turner to follow against Jacob deGrom. And this is going to be his 85th pitch of the game as we just start the fifth. deGrom into the wind. Here's the pitch. Peterson, big rip, fouls it back. It's 0-1. Dodgers took 4 of 6 from the Mets last year, dating back to 2016. The Dodgers are 15-5 against the Mets. But they're trailing. It's 3-2. Just opening the door on the bottom of the fifth. deGrom delivers, and Peterson takes a strike. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Peterson's average up to 262. To go with his 15 home runs and 29 RBIs, he takes inside and low, 1-2. Peterson had quite a weekend in Pittsburgh. Went 6 for 11. One ball, 2 strikes. deGrom delivers, and Peterson fouls it to the left and out of play. Max Muncy on deck. The 1-2. Peterson takes low and inside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. deGrom taking his time out there. Peterson facing the shift on the right side of the infield as he takes low and inside, 3-2.
Charlie, very quickly, talking about Alonso taking notes possibly in the dugout, cannot take electronic devices. Some people may be saying, hey, wait a minute. We've seen the dugouts, and there are things that look like iPads in there. Yes, but they are distributed by MLB to both teams who have to designate which information they would like preloaded on those devices.
3-2. Peterson grounds it to the right side and into right field for a base hit. Rosario, the shortstop, was on the first base side of second. Ball was hit so hard, Rosario, even with the dive, it kicked off his glove into right. Peterson is 3 for 3.
Well, and another good thing about that base hit right there is that Peterson was able to move the count full 3-2. So the pitch count just keeps eating away at DeGrom.
And that's what the Dodgers do. And DeGrom is at 91 pitches. That was a 7-pitch at-bat won by Peterson. Max Muncy 1 for 2, stepping in. Taking high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Justin Turner is on deck. And then Bellinger. The 1-0. Muncy swings and misses. And it's 1-1. Muncy, after that big rip, steps out of the batter's box, adjusts his gloves, takes a deep breath. Now the 1-1. Muncy facing the shift on the right side. Taking high and away. It's 2-1. Tomorrow night, Rich Hill and Steven Matz. The Morongo pregame at 6, first pitch at 7:10. Daniel Zamora, lefty, is now warming up in the Met bullpen. Pitch counts beginning to wear down DeGrom. The 2-1. Muncy takes low and inside, 3-1. These Dodgers this year, every at-bat is a battle. Three and 1 to Muncy. Peterson leads from first. That's 3-2. Bottom of the 5th as Muncy swings and misses. It's 3-2.
The at-bats, the Dodgers did not go up to the takeout window. They asked for a booth, a cloth napkin, and they want to see the entire menu.
Muncy takes high ball 4. Bon appetit. Dave Island, the pitching coach, going to go out and have a chat with DeGrom and probably take his temperature. How you feeling? Consultation on the mound brought to you by Sweet James Bergener. Have you ever been beamed intentionally or unintentionally? Get your legal relief by contacting attorney Sweet James Bergener at sweetjames.com. Island's consultation was a brief one, but the Dodgers have first and second, nobody out. And Justin Turner coming up.
Yeah, now you've got the big part of the lineup. Turner, Bellinger, and Seager due up.
Turner 1 for 2 tonight after going 5 for 5 yesterday. Hitting .306. First and second, nobody out. He swings and fouls it to the left. It's 0-1. That's 3, Dodgers 2. And the Dodgers have first and second, nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Turner hitting .306 with runners in scoring position. Skies 1 to right, where Conforto makes the catch. Tagging and going to third is Peterson. Muncy went halfway, retreats to first. First and third, 1 out, and Bellinger coming up.
This is an at-bat to put the ball into play. Stay out of a double play, even on an out. You can cash in the tying run.
Bellinger at .387. This is his lowest batting average since the second game of the year. Game 1, he went .333. They went 4 for 6. And then he's been riding high, including a home run in the third inning. His 19th. He swings and fouls it back. It's 0-1. Boy, he was on that one too, wasn't he? Bellinger's thinking exactly the same thing.
And DeGrom is thinking, I don't want to throw that pitch again.
Seager on deck. Dodgers first and third with one out, trailing 3-2. Bellinger takes high and inside, and it's 1-1. Bellinger continuing his silly number season. A 1-1. Foul back, 1-2. Leads the National League in average on base percentage, runs scored, hits, RBIs, times on base, games with hits. Oh, by the way, he's hitting .420 here at Dodger Stadium. Leads the Dodgers with 12 doubles, 31 extra base hits, 31 walks, and on and on and on. DeGrom on 1-2 to Bellinger. Set at the belt. Here's the pitch. He fouls it back. Just to our left.
It's the last two pitches. Nito, the catcher, has been sitting, inside, maybe even off the plate inside.
Seager on deck. Peterson at third. Muncy at first. One out, bottom of the fifth. Mets 3, Dodgers 2. DeGrom's 104th pitch is popped up. And Bellinger is angry. Spanks the bat onto the ground as the second baseman Echeverria makes the catch for the second out of the fifth. And we'll pause here 10 seconds for station identification on the Dodgers Radio Network.
Honoring those brave men and women who've given their lives in service of our nation. Have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend from AM 570 KLAC, 98.7 KYSR HD2, Los Angeles.
2 on, 2 out. Seager coming up. He is 0 for 2. And he drills one into right field. Conforto coming in and makes the catch, and that ends the inning. Seager right on the button, but right at Confront, 76 pitches through 5. On the other side of the ledger, DeGrom, through 5 innings, has thrown 105 pitches, 70 for strikes. And the Dodgers have fouled off 25 pitches, so they are really making DeGrom work. However, at the moment, he and the Mets are leading Kershaw 3-2. Frazier, first pitch of the 6th, takes high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the 6th brought to you by Budweiser. Budweiser is proudly raised across America. This Bud's for you. Frazier is 1 for 2. Checks his swing and fouls it off to the right. That is 1-1.
As we have really talked about, is their best way to face Clayton Kershaw? Well, early in the count. Because once he goes 0-1, 176 average. 4 of the 9 hits the Mets have collected tonight have been on the first pitch.
The 1-1 to Frazier. He pops it foul behind the plate, out of play. 1-2.
And 2 other hits of the 9 have been on the second pitch. So, yeah, they've been swinging the bat early.
Frazier out of Toms River, New Jersey. He played on a Little League World Championship team. On 1-2, Frazier takes low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But his offense has been in decline over the years. As he takes inside. Hitting 2 1/4 at the moment. Last year he hit 213. In 2017, he also hit .213. The 3-2, he popped it up. Behind the plate, Russell Martin sheds the mask. Near the backstop, he makes the catch. Frazier fouls out, first out of the sixth.
Well, friends, why not start off next weekend with a bang right here at Dodger Stadium? Friday, stay after the final out of the series opener against the Philadelphia Phillies for Friday Night Fireworks presented by Denny's. Conditions apply. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Adeiny Echeverria coming up, and he's 1 for 2. Mets are leading the Dodgers 3-2, 1 out, nobody on in the top half of the sixth. Echeverria, right-handed hitter, takes low 1-0. For the Mets, this is their 53rd game of the year. As Echeverria takes high, 2-0. 28 of the 53 have been decided by 1 or 2 runs. And the Mets are 14-14 in those 28. 2-0 is a line drive base hit between short and third. Echeverria is aboard with a 1-out single to left. The Dodgers have played 21 games, decided by a run or 2. They've got the best record in baseball in close games. They're 15-6. Now Juan Lagares is coming up. He's 0 for 2. And we've got a 1-run game. 1 out, 1 on in the sixth. That's 3 runs and 10 hits off Kershaw tonight. He has struck out 5 and walked 1. Lagares 0 for 2, bounced into a double play in his last at-bat and takes a ball 1-0. Well, you figured coming into the game, a couple of Cy Young Award winners having at it, DeGrom and Kershaw, a 1-run game, have that figured out pretty well. But Kershaw's given up 10 hits, and the Dodgers, Kershaw's given up 7. Where the Dodgers have had 7 hits. So 17 hits combined against these 2 Cy Young Award winners. As Kershaw delivers a strike to Lagares, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, before the game, you'd be going, okay, base hits, under, over. This would be very much over.
But yet it's a 3-2 game. So they've been in and out of trouble, both of these fellas. And each has given up a home run. A 1-1. Foul to the right now to play. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Juan Lagares. Bellinger a home run in the third, his 19th of the year. And J.D. Davis a 2-run shot in the fifth, his 6th of the season. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on in the 6th. Tomas Nido is on deck. Kershaw said, here's the pitch. High chopper slowly hit to short. In comes Seager, flips to first. Gets Lagares. Echeverria goes to second, 2 gone. And Nido coming up. It was a high chopper. Seager had to come sprinting in. Field it and flip it really all in one motion. Nido 1 for 2. Kershaw, 324 career starts. This is only the 6th time in his career he's given up 10 or more hits. There's Nido. Fouls it off. It's 0-1. So Kershaw giving up 10 or more hits in a game once in a Dodger Blue Moon. Carlos Gomez is in the on-deck circle for New York. Echeverria leading from second. Kershaw missing low and outside, and it's 1-1. One ball, one strike, 2 out, top of the 6th. Echeverria leading from second. Nito, right-handed hitter, fouls it to the right. It's 1-2. So the Dodgers over the weekend in Pittsburgh outscored the Pirates 28-11, outhit them 38-30, and tonight they've been held to 2 runs and 7 hits by Jacob deGrom, but it's also cost them 105 pitches. Here comes the 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2.
Nice job by Russell Martin. That curveball, just get down, block it, keep it in front of him.
Tyler Bachelor, right-hander, now warming up in the New York bullpen. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Kershaw's 94th pitch. Nito takes outside, 3-2. It's been a frustrating time of it for Kershaw tonight. He's had only 1-2-3 inning. That was in the 3rd. And now his 95th pitch. 3-2 to Tomas Nito. Here it comes. Grounded slowly to 3rd. Turner has it. Throws to 1st. And the inning is over. 2 earned runs. Walked 1, struck out 2. And this is how grind them out this Dodger offense is. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He threw 105 pitches in 5 innings. Every at-bat was a battle, so he's done. Right-hander Tyler Bachelor is now on in relief for the Mets. This is his 11th appearance, 3 earned runs, 4 hits, and 10 2/3. Opponents hitting just 114 against him. Verdugo leading it off. Dodgers trailing by a run. Verdugo takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Bachelor in. deGrom is out. And the 0-1 to Verdugo, who's 0 for 2. Takes low, 1-1. There's no room for compromise when you're serving a quality meal at In-N-Out, from the juicy 100% beef patties to their hand-cut fries and genuine ice cream shakes. You'll see what they stand for. Quality you can taste at In-N-Out. 1-2 now to Verdugo. Chris Taylor on deck, and then Russell Martin to follow. Mets 3 runs, 10 hits. The Dodgers 2 runs and 7. And the 1-2 just outside. 2-2 to Verdugo. First of a 4-game series. 2-2 is a ground ball to first base. Backhanded by Alonso. He'll take it to the bag unassisted. First out of the 6th inning.
Well, the Dodgers know that Bachelor, he'll top out about 97. Average is 95, and throws that fastball a little over half the time. Slider, changeup.
Taylor 0 for 2 coming up. Pedro Baez warming in the Dodger bullpen. And Chumash Casino welcomes you to freedom in the Santa Barbara wine country. Enjoy gaming, dining, and more. 2 hours north of L.A. Visit SchumashCasino.com. Taylor with a fly ball to left. And the Dodgers have just tied the score at 3 on Taylor's 4th home run of the year. No doubt about that one, into the pavilion in left center field.
Taylor's swing got much shorter, compact on his last road trip. And boy, he was directly to the baseball in that trip around the diamond. Now you can visit any one of the Daniel Jewelers locations. Just walk in, mention home run, and get one free team bracelet to show support for the Dodgers. Daniel Jewelers, they've been making diamond dreams come true since 1948.
That's the third home run Bachelor has given up in 11 innings. Russell Martin coming up. Takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Martin has flied to right and bounced to short. So Taylor with his fourth home run of the year, third this month. Martin takes a strike, 0-2. David Freese in the on-deck circle. He will bat for Kershaw, who, with that home run by Taylor, cannot lose this game. And Martin grounds up base hit into center field. A one-out single to center for Russell Martin. And David Freese coming up. So Kershaw ends up going 6. 3 runs and 10 hits. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. 95 pitches, 59 for strikes. And a 2-run home run to J.D. Davis. As Baez is warm and ready in the Dodger bullpen. Martin leads from first. Freese awaits. Bachelor delivers a swing and a foul back, and it's 0-1. Daniel Zamora up for a second time tonight in the Met bullpen. No balls, 1 strike. Freese takes a strike. It's 0-2. Mets took him, Bachelor, in the 11th round in 2013 of the draft. Right-hander, 6 feet, about 200 pounds. And the 0-2 to Freese is outside. It's 1-2.
Taylor hit that home run off of Bachelor. Right-handed batters came in tonight hitting .077 against him.
Toss over to first base, and Martin back standing up.
Well, the outfield the opposite way. Boy, well off the line. More than 120 feet. Davis in left. Center fielder Lagares way over in right center.
On 1-2 to David Freese. It's low. 2-2. Davis has played a very deep left field tonight against the Dodgers. Conforto in right, about straight away. 2-2 to David Freese. Bachelor set at the belt. Martin leads. Freese banks one into center field. Is going to drop in for a base hit. So David Freese with a pinch hit single to center. The Dodgers have first and second, 1 out. And Jock Peterson coming up.
David Freese has been able to handle a very tough spot exceptionally well to this point. That tough spot is not playing all the time. How do you keep momentum? How do you get the timing? Well, he's found a way to do it.
Well, he is a veteran presence and been a valuable addition to the Dodgers. Now, Mickey Callaway is going to come out and make a double switch. And he is consulting with home plate umpire Stu Shearwater out of Saskatoon. Pitch Kike Hernandez come up to pinch hit for Jock Peterson, who went 3 for 3 against the righty Jacob deGrom. But with the lefty Zamora on, it is Kike Hernandez coming up. Hernandez has been a struggle this year. He's hitting .217, 7 home runs and 23 runs batted in. We're tied at 3, each team with 10 hits. Martin at second, Freeze at first in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
So more sliders than anything else.
So Kike trying to get his bat warm. So he's first and second with 1 out, tied at 3. Hernandez takes a curve for a strike, and it's 0-1. Max Muncy on deck. The pitch to Hernandez. Swing and a pop-up down the right field line that's going to slice into the stands and out of play. And it's 0-2 to Kike Hernandez. Hernandez was 4 for 24 on the recent trip. The 0-2. Fly ball, right center field, well hit. And that is off the base of the wall. It is gone. A home run, a 3-run home run. Hernandez hits it out the other way. 3-run shot. And the Dodgers now have a 6-3 lead.
Kike on this last road trip has been working on to shorten the swing a little bit. It's gotten really long. Boy, that was short. It was quick, and the Dodgers now take the lead. And with that trip around the diamond, visit any one of the Daniels Jewelers locations, mention home run, and get 1 free team bracelet to show your support for the Dodgers. Daniels Jewelers, making diamond dreams come true since 1948.
So Hernandez with the home run. And now Kershaw can only win the game and cannot lose it. Max Muncy is the hitter, and he fouls it off. It's 0-1. Hernandez with his 8th home run of the year and the 5th pinch hit home run of his career. And the Dodgers with 4 in the bottom of the 6th lead it 6-3. And Muncy lines one into left field for a base hit.
On the pregame show, I was talking about a term that was attached to the Dodgers offense, based around that series in Pittsburgh, but really, in the whole, the entire season is point. Talking about the offense and the at-bats, Dodgers are meat grinders when they come to home plate.
Well, they're serving up cheeseburgers. And Justin Turner's 1 for 3 as he steps in. Dodgers now 6-3. They've out-hit the Mets 12-10. And Turner takes low, 1 ball, no strikes. Bellinger on deck.
I would explain the Dodgers offense. Thoughtful, selective, and awesome right now.
And relentless. They just everybody grinds out an at bat as Turner takes a strike 1-1. Thus, they lead the National League in runs scored, 2nd in on base percentage, 3rd in home runs, 4th in batting average, and 5th with base hits. The 1-1 is a strike. 1-2. Wilmer Font, a one-time Dodger, is now warming in the Met bullpen. We were talking about it in the pregame. And, sometimes it sounds a little Homer-ish, but the Dodgers aren't just hot. They've just been better than everybody else they've played to this point this year. Not just hot recently. 6-2 on the road trip And a 7-2 homestand before the most recent trip. A 1-2. Turner takes low, 2-2. I mean, pound for pound, man for man, pitching for pitching, hitting for hitting, and defense for defense. They've been better than everybody else they've played to this point.
They're trying to go 28-10 since their 17th game of the season. Remember, they started out 8-8.
The 2-2. And Turner with a fly ball to right. Heading on back over the leaping glove of Conforto. It bounces to the wall. Muncy will go to third. Turner's at second with a double. And now he's 2 for 4. After going 5 for 5 yesterday. Now Dave Island coming out, the pitching coach.
Well, since Zamora came in, he's given up a home run, a single, and a double.
Replacing Bachelor, who got 1 out and then gave up a home run and 2 singles. And it's not going to get any easier for the Mets as Cody Bellinger steps in. Bellinger homered back in the 3rd inning. Now Conforto, who crashed into the wall trying to flag the fly ball off the bat of Turner, has a visit from the Mets trainer, who is now returning to the dugout. Now here comes Bellinger, cracked his 19th home run back in the 3rd inning. And Bellinger is going to be intentionally walked with runners at second and third. That'll bring up Seager. Fans are booing, but what do you expect the Mets to do? Whose turn to cheers as Seager's name is announced? Seager tonight is 0 for 3. Dodgers lead it 6-3. And the Dodgers here with a chance to blow this thing wide open. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball low. 1 ball, no strikes to Corey Seager. Who's merely 3 for 5 with the bases loaded this year. Dodgers 6, Mets 3. And the pitch. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1 to Corey Seager with 5 home runs and 24 runs batted in. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases are loaded, infield in. Seager gets hit on the leg, he goes down. Dodgers get a run, and Seager's limping to first. He's all right.
Tried to bruise for a run batted in.
And now Verdugo. So Seager takes 1 for the team. Yesterday, when the Dodgers routed the Pirates 11-7. They took walks, got hit by pitches. And here's Verdugo, who began the inning, and to this point is the only out of the inning. 5 runs are in the bottom of the 6th. Dodgers lead 7-3, and Verdugo takes outside. It's 2-0. In the weekend series in Pittsburgh, Dodgers 28 runs, 38 hits, 58 base runners, 17 walks, and were hit by 3 pitches as Verdugo has to shimmy out of the way. 3 balls and no strikes.
And they had in those 3 games a total of 40 at-bats with runners in scoring position.
And 58 base runners. Whew. Three balls and no strikes to Verdugo. Bases loaded, infield in. Verdugo with a fly ball to left field. Drifting back, J.D. Davis. He'll make the catch. Tagging and coming home to score is Turner on the sacrifice fly by Alex Verdugo, who's just knocked in his 25th run for the Dodgers. Their 6th of the 6th, and they lead it 8-3. Chris Taylor coming up. Mickey Callaway has seen enough of Zamora. He's going to make a pitching change. Powered by BioFreeze, the fast-acting, powerful pain relief the Dodgers use. Pitch for the Dodgers, parts of 17 and 18. He's 1-1 with the Mets this year. 14 games, his 12th out of the bullpen, an ERA of better than 6. And opponents are hitting .282 against him. Dodgers with 6 in the 6th. When the Dodgers are playing a third of the way through the season, you really don't want to be the other guys. Taylor with a home run here in the 6th inning, stepping to the plate for the 2nd time. Dodgers 8 runs and 13 base hits. Mets 3 runs and 10. Kershaw now can only win it. He can't lose it. Taylor first and second, 2 out. Bangs a base hit into center field. And being held at third base is Bellinger. A line drive single to center field. Bellinger's now at third. Seager at second. Taylor is 2 for 2 in the 7th. And Russell Martin coming up with the bases loaded. With a 5-run lead, Dino Ebel took the conservative route, and wisely so. Bellinger was thrown out of the plate on a play on the road trip. Martin single to center, and this is the 6th inning. In his first at-bat, swings and misses. It's 0-1. Dodgers now 8 runs and 14 base hits. It really is quite remarkable what they're doing these days. The 0-1. Martin takes low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, we thought has a pretty good giddy up on the fastball and a lot of sliders. First 2 pitches have been sliders to Russell Martin.
1 ball and 1 strike. Font delivers, and Martin takes high and inside. It's 2-1.
That's the heater.
Most hits in a game for the Dodgers, 19 at the end of March against Arizona. They're at 14 hits with 2 out. Here in the bottom half of the 6th, they lead 8-3. Martin takes a strike on the outside corner. It's now 2-2. Dodgers pounded the Diamondbacks 18-5 on March 30th. 18 runs, 19 hits. As Martin takes low and outside, 3-2, and Font Thought he had strike three, and it was about 3 steps toward the first base dugout. Bellinger's at third, Seager at second, Taylor at first. 6 are already in here in the bottom half of the 6th, and the Dodgers lead at 8-3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Now Font steps off the rubber. David Freese, who pinch hit in this inning, is on deck, hoping to get his second at-bat. And now Martin steps out of the batter's box. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 8-3 Dodgers, 6 in the bottom of the 6th. Font out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Grounded to third. Frazier picks it up, throws across the diamond low, but dug out by Alonso, and that. Baez is now on in relief. Kike Hernandez with the pinch hit home run stays in the game at second base, and Chris Taylor, who had been at second base, moves out to left field. And Baez, who has been at his most consistent best in his career this year, this is his 24th appearance, a 3.22 ERA. Opponents are hitting 175 against him. And now he is on to pitch the 7th. So Kershaw, barring a Dodger bullpen meltdown, will improve to 5-0. First pitch to Carlos Gomez. There's a ball inside and high, 1 ball and no strikes. And if the Dodgers hang on and win, it'll be 16 consecutive starts by Kershaw that the Dodgers have won. Gomez swings and misses, and it's 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. Gomez takes high and away. And it's 2-1. Smart and Final is helping you root for the Dodgers with prices that are up to 25% lower than supermarkets. Come in and stock up on your game day essentials at Smart and Final. 2-1 to Gomez, who takes high, 3-1. Ahmed Rosario on deck, and then J.D. Davis to follow. Dodgers 8 runs, 14 hits. Mets 3 runs and 10. Breaking ball for a strike. And it's 3-2 to Carlos Gomez. Three balls and 2 strikes. Gomez. Little check swing, number right in front of the plate. Quickly out is Russell Martin, who throws it into the runner. And the ball goes to the sidewall. Gomez is safe at first.
That's a tough play for a catcher to make on the run. Dave Roberts coming out just trying to check and see, well, was the runner inside the baseline? The answer is yes. Right on the inside of the line. As long as your foot is in contact with the actual foul line, and it was. You've got 2 lines halfway down. It's referred to the 45-foot line. And you do not have to be hit with the baseball if you are not in that legal area. If you're disrupting the throw, but Gomez was in a legal section of that baseline.
It's ruled an error on the throw. So the Mets with the leadoff runner. Here in the 7th, Ahmed Rosario coming up. Rosario 2 for 3, and he scored 2 of the Mets' 3 runs. Takes a strike. It's 0-1. Now remember, both the Diamondbacks and Padres lost today. So if the Dodgers win tonight, 2 things happen. They'll go 36-18. Best record in baseball. Having won 2 of 3 if they do tonight. And they'll have an 8-game lead. A third of the way through the season. They're on a pace at the moment to win 105 games. The 0-2, Rosario takes a fastball up and in, 1-2. Again, the Dodgers have dominated the Mets over the years. 1-2, slap foul to the right and out of play. Beat him 4 out of 6 last year. Have won 15 out of 20 from New York since 2016. One ball, 2 strikes. To Ahmed Rosario. Baez set. Here's the pitch. He strikes out swinging. Rosario down on strikes, and that is the first out of the 7th.
You know, Pedro Baez, just looking at the numbers, 12 games in the month of April. Wasn't bad. 3.14 ERA. Very good. Month of May, been lights out. 9 appearances prior to this one. ERA this month, just 1.42.
And he is brimming with confidence, which wasn't always the way. J.D. Davis, 1 for 3, a home run, a 2-run shot back in the 5th that gave the Mets a temporary lead. Tried to check his swing, but went around. It's 0-1. Michael Conforto is on deck. Baez on 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. One other note of interest. Should the Dodgers hang on and win, they lead by 5 here in the 7th. In his career, when Kershaw gets 3 or more runs to work with, he will improve his record to 127-8. Give him 4 runs to work with, and he has never lost. 108-0. Not bad. 2 balls and a strike to J.D. Davis. Dodgers leading at 8-3, 1 on, 1 out of the 7th. Baez delivers, and a fly ball to center field. Racing on back is Verdugo at the wall. He'll make the catch. Second out of the 7th. So Kershaw's going to go 127-8 if the Dodgers can maintain their cushion. Give him 3 runs, money in the bank. Give him 4, never lost in the regular season. 2 out. Conforto has a single, actually a double and a walk. He's also flied to right. Left-handed hitter. Takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. Conforto, a first-round pick in 2014. 1-0 is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Comes from an athletic family. His dad was a linebacker at Penn State, and his mom won 2 gold medals in synchronized swimming. The 2-0 is high, 3 balls and no strikes. Pete Alonso on deck. Kike Hernandez in short right with the shift on. And a 4-pitch walk to Conforto with 2 out. Alonso coming up. Alonso tonight, a single lined out and grounded out. Todd Frazier on deck. Dodgers 8 and the Mets 3. Alonso gets under it and skies one into left center field. Verdugo underneath it. He's there to make the catch, and that's going to end the inning. No runs, no hits, a walk and 2 left. Beatty, 240, 6 for 25. He's got 5 runs batted in with his 6 base hits. They're going to pinch hit for Baez. 1 inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. 20 pitches, 10 for strikes. Dodgers leading at 8-3. Beatty, the left-handed hitter, takes a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. His average is 240, but he has hit the ball a lot harder than that 240 average would suggest. The 0-1 is high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I mentioned on the road, and in particular in the series in Pittsburgh, just talking about Beatty, is that one of the things that we noticed in spring training, and a short time he's been up here, can be overwhelming for a younger player. It's very good knowledge of the strike zone to this point.
1 ball, 1 strike. And he bangs. Oh, a terrific play at first by Alonso, robbing Beatty of a base hit. Diving stop. Alonso diving to his right. Beatty is robbed of a hit. Another example of hitting the ball hard, but getting nothing out of it.
And just an explosive type of a swing. It's a terrific play.
Now Kike Hernandez with a pinch hit 3-run home run back in the 6th. We're just in the 7th. Dodgers sent 12 batters to the plate in the 6th. Dodgers leading at 8-3, having out-hit the Mets 14-10. For Hernandez, it was his 8th home run of the year. He's got 26 runs batted in. The 0-1, fly ball, right field, right at Conforto. He'll make the catch, 2nd out of the 7th.
Well, we're going to have a fun time here on Saturday. The alumni game before the Dodgers face the Phillies for real on Saturday. And the first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Steve Garvey bobblehead courtesy of Security Benefit. So for tickets and information, Dodgers.com/promotions.
Muncy coming up. He's 2 for 3 and a walk tonight. Dodgers leading at 8-3. Muncy swings and misses. And it's 0-1. Back with you tomorrow. The Morongo pregame at 6. First pitch at 7:10. Rich Hill and Steven Matz. The 0-1 is low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Max Muncy. Wednesday night, Walker Buehler and Noah Syndergaard. Syndergaard's ERA this year is flirting with 5. And on Thursday, Ryu and Vargas. Pitches up and into Muncy. And the count's 2-1. Mets pitching has not been, at least their starter, not what they expected. As Font misses high and away, 3-1. DeGrom coming in to tonight's game, 3.72 ERA. Matt's 3.63. Syndergaard, 4.93. The 3-1 is a strike, 3-2.
Yeah, the Mets starting pitching, 14-19, their record with an ERA of over 4.5. The Dodgers starting pitching, coming in tonight, 25 wins, 8 losses, ERA under 3.
Dodgers with the lowest earned run average in the National League. A slow roller to the right side of the infield. Very close play at first. Charlie Steiner, Rick Monday, Dwayne McDonald, and Brian Hagan back home at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers are leading it 8-3 beginning the 8th, and Joe Kelly making his 18th appearance of the year. 1-2 and an ERA of 7.79. Opponents hitting .324 against him. Todd Frazier leading it off. First pitch from Kelly is low, 1-0. Frazier, Echeverria, and Juan Lagares will hit for the Mets here in the 8th. Frazier is singled, popped out, and fouled out, and he lines up base hit into left field. Leadoff single in the 8th for Todd Frazier. And Echeverria coming up. He's 2 for 3. Drew Gagnon is now warming up in the Met bullpen for the second time tonight. Step up to the plate and be there for others when you think they need support. To learn more about how you can step up, visit facebook.com/eachmindmatters. Echeverria, right-handed batter. Dodgers leading at 8-3. Kelly set. Frazier leads. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 to Adeiny Echeverria. With Cano sidelined, Echeverria playing second base these days for the Mets. Kelly on 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. The radar gun is on the fritz tonight. All we can tell you is that got up there in a hurry. Juan Lagares on deck. Kelly on 0-2 to Adeiny Echeverria. Here's the pitch. High and away, 1-2. The Mets have really struggled on the road this year. They've lost 5 in a row away from Citi Field. And the 1-2 fouled off to the right and out of play. And have lost 12 of their last 14 on the road. And against the Dodgers are 13-2 against the Mets, dating back to May of 2016. And the Dodgers are leading this one 8-3. Beginning the 8th. The 1-2, Echeverria fouls it to the right and out of play. So to this point, Kershaw's gotten the better of Jacob DeGrom. Both are out of the game by now, and the 1-2. Maria takes low and outside, 2-2. Lagares on deck and Nito to follow. Two balls and 2 strikes. Frazier short lead at first. Kelly delivers Echeverria. And a fly ball to left center field. Taylor going back to the wall. He looks up, he leaps, and it is gone, a home run. Adeiny Echeverria with his third home run of the year. It's his third hit of the night. It is now 8-5, and Kelly's miseries continue.
Well, Kelly just rejoined the ball club after being on bereavement leave. But the numbers are what the numbers are. And for Kelly, he's given up a lot of base hits. Hitting it against him at .324 as he entered tonight.
That's the fourth home run he's given up in 17 and a third innings. Dylan Floro quickly going to work in the Dodger bullpen. It's now 8-5. Dominic Smith is pinch hitting for Juan Lagares, left-handed hitter. He takes a ball low, 1-0. Tomas Nido is on deck. The 1-0 is inside and high. 2 balls and no strikes to Dominic Smith. He's 16 for 47 with a home run and 6 runs batted in. Smith came up with the Phillies, and when he first arrived, they thought he was going to be a big star. Here's a 2-0. Fouls it to the left, slicing into the stands. It's 2-1 to Dominic Smith. Floro is warming and almost ready. Shift on to the right side of the infield for the left-handed hitting Dominic Smith. The 2-1. Loops it into center field for a base hit. If Kelly didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all. Three batters, 3 hits, and 2 runs. Off Kelly. And Nido coming up. As Martin's going out to try to calm the nerves of Joe Kelly. And Dave Roberts can't take it anymore. So he's out of the dugout. He's going to take the ball from Kelly. And Kelly's gone. Dylan Floro making his 21st appearance of the year. Kelly's night entirely too short. 2 runs, 3 hits, 13 pitches, 8 strikes. 2-run home run to Echeverria. Floro is making his 21st appearance, 1-1, a 2.21 ERA. In 23rd innings, opponents are hitting 2.21 against him.
Yeah, Floro's trying to get back on track. In the month of April, 11 appearances out of the bullpen. Did not allow an earned run. But since that time, 7 appearances in the month of May. He has given up 5 earned runs and an ERA of almost 6.5.
Last week in Tampa, he got cuffed around. Would take the loss. And now he's facing Tomas Nido. And a swing and a foul to the left, 0-1 to Nido. Avisail Garcia hit one out against Floro last Wednesday night, as the Rays would explode for 7 in the 7th and beat the Dodgers 8-1. So Floro's now trying to right his ship. The 0-1 is a fastball inside and high, and it's 1-1. To Tomas Nido, who's 1 for 3. Carlos Gomez is on deck. Kershaw, for only the 6th time in his career, in 324 starts, gave up as many as 10 hits tonight. Here's the 1-1. Outside and low, 2-1. Gave up 3 runs and 10 hits in 6. Struck out 5, walked 1. Baez, 1 inning, 1 walk. Kelly knocked out without retiring a batter. 2-1 to Nido, who takes low, 3-1. Well, the Dodgers, who are cruising right along, especially with that 6-run 6th, now have to regroup. They still lead it. It's 8-5. But at the moment, the Dodgers are on the ropes. Floro on 3-1. Nido swings and fouls it back. It's 3-2.
Can't afford to put this runner on base just with a walk because the potential tying run is on deck.
Carlos Gomez. Then the top of the order for the Mets, Ahmed Rosario. And after him, J.D. Davis, who had a 2-run home run off Kershaw back in the 5th. So it's 8-5 Dodgers. But their legs are wobbly at the moment. The 3-2. Ground ball to third. Turner throws to second. Out of second. Hernandez can't get the throw off. Smith, a clean, hard slide into second base. So Nido will replace him at first with 1 out.
Gomez signed a minor league deal at the beginning of the 2nd week of March. Went to AAA, played very well in 35 games, and got the call-up, so don't take him lightly. 2-time All-Star.
Gomez got aboard on an error in the 7th inning. Steps out of the box. He's 4 for 24. One of the 4 hits a home run. Dodgers 8-5. 1 out, 1 on. 2 in the top of the 8th. Floro delivers. Gomez bunts it up the first base line. And a throw to nobody in particular. Muncy throwing to second base. Seager was nowhere near the bag. The throw was high. And so now the Mets have first and second and 1 out.
Only one guy I know would have caught it and had his foot on the bag. Abdul-Jabbar.
Coming off the skyhook pass from Muncy. So an error is charged to Muncy, first and second. 1 out, tying run at the plate. Ahmed Rosario is the hitter. And he kicks low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
They're not playing Rosario to pull at all. In fact, for Taylor in left field, he's at least 130 feet off the foul line. And Kenley Jansen begins to toss the Dodgers bullpen.
And Jansen hasn't thrown in a while. 1-0 to Rosario. He swings and fouls it off. And it's 1-1. Jansen has worked just once in the last 8 games. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 2 on, 2 in, 8th inning. Dodgers 8-5. Rosario takes low, 2-1. So Jansen is warming. And it has been a torturous 8th inning for Dave Roberts and his Dodgers in the bullpen. First Kelly, now Floro. 2 balls and a strike to Rosario, who takes high and inside. It's 3-1. Rosario steps out of the batter's box, getting the sign from Gary DiSarcina. That's third base coach. Glenn Sherlock is their first base coach. Chili Davis is their hitting coach. Now the 3-1. Sky to the right, slicing into the stands. It's out of play, 3-2. They often say the game is managed through the first 6 innings and then the final 9 outs.
Those difficult outs to get.
Kelly struggled, and Floro at the moment is walking up a sand dune. On 3-2 with 1 out, he steps off the rubber. Now remember, the Diamondbacks and the Padres both lost today. So if the Dodgers can hang on and win, they'll have a season-high 8-game lead in the Western Division. But it's far from a certainty at the moment. The 3-2, Rosario lines up base hit into right. Now the runners will all be held. Nito at third, Gomez at second. Rosario is at first. The bases are loaded, 1 out.
If it were not for the speed and the defensive positioning of Cody Bellinger to begin with, that would have been an extra base hit down into the corner.
And they dare not run on Bellinger. Already has an outfield assist tonight. Leads the majors with 6 of them. And Dave Roberts has seen about enough. He's coming out again. So Floro, unable to pick up where he stumbled in Tampa. Roberts going out. And he is patting Floro on the back. And now it's up to Kenley Jansen. So Kenley Jansen now being introduced. And he is walking into a nasty piece of business. This is his 22nd appearance, a 2-1 record. Opponents hitting 200 against him. His earned run average is 3.8. One of the unsettling numbers for Jansen, in his 21 1/3 innings, he's given up 4 home runs. 47,816 watching tonight's game. The official attendance brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Well, the Dodgers scored 6 in the 6th and appeared to be in cruise control. Baez came in and worked a serviceable 7th. But Kelly faced 3 batters, couldn't get any of them out. Floro faced 3 batters, gave up a hit and an error. And then Ahmed single to right, so the bases are loaded with 1 out. As the Dodgers are being tested here in the 8th. Conforto on deck. Jansen delivers. Fouled off to the right, 0-1. The last time Kenley Jansen was asked to get more than 4 outs in a game, 4th of July last year. Well, there's 1 out and the bases loaded. 2 in the 8th. J.D. Davis, 1 for 4, including a 2-run home run back in the 5th. Davis, the home run, his 6th of the year. Nito at third, Gomez at second, Rosario's at first. Dodgers 8-5. Top of the 8th, Davis. Fly ball, right field, Bellinger retreating. He's there, he'll make the catch for the 2nd out. Tagging and going to third and out at third base. An unbelievable throw by Bellinger on the fly to third. And they get him. Gomez a head first slide.
And I believe the home plate umpire was saying that they negate the run at home plate, who did not score in time.
Which would be one of the most unbelievable double plays in Dodger history. The Mets are hoping for a replay on the call at third base. Bellinger on the fly. A perfect throw to third. Turner tagging out Gomez. And now, hoping against hope, the Mets are asking for a replay.
He was tagged on the hind end, and got a bunch of umpires that are coming over. And second base umpire Alan Porter came over to grab Kenley Jansen and say, don't leave the field yet.
So they are looking at the replay.
We just got a very good look at it, and he was tagged before the hand. Incredible throw. Not only the throw, that's the importance of it. If you're the runner at third base and why you have to sprint and not take your time. Not saying he was loafing coming down the third base line, but the tag is made before the run was able to score at home plate.
That was a Puig-like throw on the fly to third base. And the second outfield assist of the night for Bellinger. And now we await the call. Out! What a double play. What an arm. What a moment. Bellinger's magical year continues. He is doing everything. He has also hit his 19th home run of the year. Wow. We go to the bottom of the 8th with the Dodgers leading the Mets 8-5.
AM 570.
LA Sports.
Not sure I've ever seen anything quite like that one before.
Well, that throw was, talk about perfect throw. A good tag by Turner on the hind end, if you will, of that first dive. But so important, you're running at third base. You got to sprint to get home. Strange thing, and the defense and offense has been there tonight.
And Bellinger's been right in the middle of all of it.
Little Strange said the defense has been there, and they've committed 2 errors.
Now Turner leading it off. He's 2 for 4. And he takes high and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Drew Gagnon, right-hander, is now on in relief for the Mets. Dodgers 8-5. As Turner swings and misses, it's 1-1. Gagnon, Gagnon, Gagnon. What a throw, what a play. And Turner lost one to left field, fairly deep. But Davis is there to make the catch for the first out. Actually, Dominic Smith has taken over and left for the Mets. He was the one who made the catch. And here comes Bellinger. First third of the season. Who else but Bellinger is league MVP? They're already screaming MVP. Bellinger takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes. He has homered, walked, popped out twice. He now leads the majors with 7 outfield assists. Takes low 2-0. The first third of the season, the likes of which few have ever had. Here's a 2-0. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes.
The only thing he has not done, Bellinger, is to drive the team bus.
Well, he has somebody do it for him.
Got to rest sometime.
He's hitting .385 at the moment. The 3-0. He lines one into the glove of first baseman Pete Alonso. Hit it right on the button, too. Huh. 2 out.
When you look at players, you say, well, this player is hot. This player is really hitting the ball. Then you say, well, what about the defense? Well, it's fantastic. What about the base running? Fantastic. There's not one area that you can look at Cody Bellinger, the start that he's had this season, and say, well, only if he did this.
His report card, straight A's. And Seager bangs a base hit into center field. 2-out single to center for Corey Seager. Bellinger began the year, entered the second game of the season, hitting .333. A paltry, meager, pedestrian .333. He has not been below .333 all year. Next game, he went 4 for 6. And then was up to .467.
Another good thing from an offensive standpoint, Seager gets that base hit. Now, while that's his first hit of the night, he's knocked into, he was hit by 1 pitch, the bases loaded. He's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight.
Now Verdugo coming up. And he grounds one into right field for a base hit. Seager will hold at second. So with that base hit by Verdugo, every Dodger hitter has at least 1 tonight. Of the 16 they pounded out. Most hits in the game for the Dodgers this year, 19 against Arizona at the end of March. Chris Taylor, 2 for 4 and a home run tonight. Gagnon delivers, and Taylor bangs a base hit into center. Seager rounding third. He's on his way home without a throw. Taylor's third hit of the night, and the Dodgers lead 9-5. Working 9-5.
2-out rally, nobody on base. 3 consecutive singles.
Now Russell Martin coming up. The Mets were knocking at the door. They had scored 2 runs, had the bases loaded. And if you believe in momentum in the game, and you can debate until the cows come home, that seemingly broke the back of the Mets. And here are the Dodgers with the ability to exhale, tack on an insurance run here in the bottom half of the 8th, and it's 9-5. Bellinger's throw to Turner, getting Gomez at third, and Nito running from third to the plate, did not get home before the out was made, so it was a double play. The 0-1, Martin checks his swing, fouls it to the right, and it's 0-2. Having played for 19 years and been around it when the dinosaurs were grazing. You believe in momentum in this game?
I believe so. If nothing else, then just the feeling that you can do it.
The 0-2. Martin clearly not listening to this conversation, swings and misses, and that ends the inning. But let's pick up on that as we go to Bellinger. Magnificent throw, getting Carlos Gomez in third before Nito could score from third base. Jansen needed just 2 pitches. So he is basically starting fresh here in the ninth, and he hadn't come on to get more than 4 outs in a game since the 4th of July of last year. So that double play doubled the pleasure of Dave Roberts and the Dodgers, who lead it 9-5. Michael Conforto will lead it off. He's got a hit and 2 walks, and he's flied out. Dodgers 9-5. 31 hits tonight between these two teams as Conforto takes a strike, 0-1. Dodgers 9 runs and 17 hits. The Mets 5 runs and 14 hits. Shift on the right side of the infield. Alonso on deck. Todd Frazier to follow. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Michael Conforto. Now, we've seen Puig over the years with unbelievable throws from right. Now the 0-2, Conforto takes outside and high 1 and 2. And over the years, we've seen Dave Parker, and before that, Andre Dawson, Ellis Valentine. I was fortunate enough to cover Ichiro's first big throw, getting Terrence Long at third base in Oakland, whatever number of years ago it was. Go, oh, man, where's that throw come from? Here's the 1-2. Conforto checks his swing and fouls it off to the left. But that throw we saw from Bellinger tonight, and the implications of the throw, the double play, the absolute perfection of the throw, and the tag by Turner.
And the way Bellinger set up to make the throw, and the way that Turner set up to receive the throw off the side and make the turn, and make the tag right away.
1 and 2, Jansen to Conforto. He strikes out swinging. First out of the ninth.
As Dodger fans will remember a throw here in the World Series. Joe Ferguson playing in right field, cut in front of Jimmy Wynn, who's playing in center field. As Wynn was having difficulty with his throwing arm, and didn't look like there was a chance in the world. And Ferguson, a very strong throwing catcher, threw out a very big run at home plate in the World Series.
1 out in the ninth. Pete Alonso, 1 for 4. Dodgers leading it 9-5. And a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1.
You asked about momentum.
Yeah.
Momentum is something that you will not read. There's nothing statistical about it. But as a player, you can feel it, you can smell it, and you can use it.
0-1. As Alonso fouls it back, 0-2.
When you're in a slump or you're losing, the thought is, here we go again. And when you are on a roll, not necessarily hot, but a club that's on a roll, an individual player that's on a roll, you have a feeling of, well, being invincible.
No balls and 2 strikes, 1 out in the ninth. Dodgers leading at 9-5. As Alonso fouls it off to the right. I'm remembering the Dodgers and the Mets, I guess the division series 10, 12 years ago. First inning, double play at the plate. Was it Drew and Jeff Kent? First inning of the postseason. You knew their goose was cooked.
Back-to-back tag plays at home plate.
A double play at the plate. And you knew. It's all over now.
Yeah. It was more than just uh-oh.
Oh. There was no It was just an O.
But there is a feeling. Yeah. And those that say, well, there is no such thing as momentum.
Here's a high fly ball to left center field. And back at the wall. And it's in and out of the glove of Chris Taylor.
I think it hit off the top of the wall. You know, Taylor got too close to the wall to where You know, if you're going to jump, if you got your back to the wall and you're going to drop down to leap into the air, it is your backside that hits the wall and you're not able to jump. So he backed up and there was no chance to jump into the air, and the ball hit right off the top of the wall.
Never did quite reach the glove. Either way, it's now a triple for Alonso. So Jansen fortunate that ball stayed in play. Todd Frazier takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Dodgers 9 and the Mets 5, 1 out in the ninth. Alonso at third base. Jansen delivers. High and inside. And Frazier has to spin out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Frazier tonight is 2 for 4. Hitting .231. 32 hits between these two teams. Dodgers 17, Mets 15. Dodgers leading at 9-5, 1 out of the ninth. Pitch gets past Martin, but Alonso wisely not risking it at third. Stays put, 2-1. Alonso with a veteran move by not going.
Cannot take a chance unless it goes to the backstop. And even then, you got to make sure that you check it out, or it does not bounce off the wall. So many of the ballparks now are kind of a solid backstop where the ball can come back right to the catcher.
And for the fan-friendly experience, the stands are that much closer to the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Frazier swings and misses. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. The Rockies beat the Diamondbacks 4-3-11 in Denver. Raymond Tapia, the walk-off hit. Now the 2-2. Frazier strikes out swinging. We are permitted this once a game. It's in announcing 101. Down goes Frazier. 2 out.
Ball about chin high.
Two gone, and Adeiny Echeverria coming up. Echeverria, 3 for 4, including a 2-run home run in the 8th off Joe Kelly, as the Mets were drawing closer. Dodgers 9-5 with 2 out. Jansen set. Here's the pitch. Call strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike, 2 gone. Echeverria fouls it off his foot, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out in the 9th. Dodgers looking to seal the deal and win their 4th consecutive game. Jansen on 0-2. Echeverria swung on and missed, strike 3, and the Dodgers have beaten the Mets 9-5. A third of the way through the season, 54 games in the books. The Dodgers have won 2/3 of those games. They're 36-18, and they close business tonight 8 games in front of the Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks. What a night at Dodger Stadium. Back with the